And we are recording.
All right, guys. So yeah, welcome to Balance Capital. Rain, what are we even calling this? We just started our mini series, so
Yeah, we just started. We have to still come up with a name. That's tough. Balance cast. There you go. Boom.
Balance Cast, beautiful. Well, welcome to Balance Cast, brand new, fresh. So yeah, start with giving us a breakdown of your project and share whatever you want to share with us.
Yeah, so maybe I'll take this, Cody. I'll start out. So I think maybe we can introduce ourselves real quick. So I'm Scott. I am the core developer and one of the co-founders of Brawler Bearz, a 2D animated pixel project on ETH. And my background is I'm a principal software engineer professionally. I worked at NASA, I worked at PayPal, been building dApps since 2016. ICO to coin back in the day, and hopped into NFTs 2021. Built a bunch of analytical sites with NBA Top Shot, and then actually, made a leap into ERC 721 world. Launched a couple projects, and now we're on Brawler Bearz. So that's me, real quick. Cody?
That is awesome.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead. So yeah, my name's Cody. So I don't have as cool as background as Scott does, but I have a program manager in the real life for an ECAD software company. I also kind of dabble in some I do own a small 3D printing business that I kind of do some local printing for some factories and some fun things as well. I think what else? I think by degree I'm an electrical engineer and a master's in engineering management. So I got some professional experience behind me, but I think as far as the Web3 space and NFTs, I started kind of late 2021. I met Scott and the artist through a different project and came in as like a mod, and then slowly we kind of been working together for a while now, and now we're co-founding Brawler Bearz.
That is awesome. I love it. I mean, I've personally been in this space since 2021 as well, and just that's how I met Wolf. We've known each other for a little over a year now. Never meeting in person, but it's great how the space brings people together. I personally love that.
Yeah, I think when we're the team is docs now, and I'll talk about Damien, the artist, a little bit. But yeah, I think I only saw Cody's face like maybe 2 months ago. I think that was the first. We've been talking for 8 months. I don't know how long it was, but it was the first time I saw his face. So it's funny how the space works. But then the third leg of our trio of co-founders is Damien, and he's the primary artist. I've worked with him on a couple projects actually. And then those were more 3D style art. And I met him in a random Discord trying to find an NFT artist. I found him magically. And he's a very hard worker. I've been an illustrator for 5+ years, and his passions in the space are, I think they're moving towards pixel, but he's a big fan of Kaiju King. So our collection inspiration is definitely in that realm, and even a lot of our utility actually ideas stemmed and foundationally from Kaiju Kings. So yeah, you might see that as we talk more about the project. But that's Damien. Yeah, he's a great artist. Very
That's
meticulous.
awesome.
Very meticulous.
I was gonna ask you guys where you drew your inspiration from, because I did get the Kaiju King kind of vibe in it, and I'm really loving it. I wanted to ask, how'd you guys decide to go animated? What made you go there?
So I think the animation piece was just like a evolution, right? It's like, okay, everyone has, all right, 2D pixel I think is always kind of in. It's not like that it's trending right now, but it's never out. And then we were like, well, what makes it cool though? And obviously we have cool tech, but from a art perspective, we just wanted something one more step up, which I think the animation gives us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
really
we kind of
stands out.
Right, we kind of went back and forth at the beginning. I think to just having 101s animated, but I think we landed on just the whole full collection being animated, just to kind of add that extra value.
Hell yeah, I personally love it. I mean, I'm a 10x holder of your project. I love it. I have my 10 passes. I'm really excited for the mint. Is there anything you could share with us right now about your roadmap?
Yeah, so our phase 1 roadmap. Look, I'm a utility maxi. Every project that I've ever worked on in the NFT space has a form of utility. I mean, obviously the dope art brings people in, but the utility makes them stay and keeps retention, and that's So our platform and our roadmap is very utility heavy, or at least fun. I would like to say. So at Mint, there's no waiting to stake. There's no waiting for much. We're going to release our staking mechanism, which is very special. It has a lock registry system, so you don't lose ownership of your NFT. It actually stays in your wallet. Once you stake, you earn our utility token, which is called credit, and that will be used to fuel all our kind of gaming ecosystem and some other things. Once you stake, there's actually two things you can do. You can train to gain XP on your bear, and you can quest. And questing allows you to get XP as well. It allows you to get a random amount of credit when you go on your journey, and you also get a random item drop to you, which I think is super fun and unique. And this kind of ties into what the NFT innovation is. I think we're, if not, I don't know another project has done this, but I think we are the first on-chain metadata project that allows you to equip ERC 1155 items onto your bear and mutate it on-chain, and it persists on-chain. So, Kaiju Kings, they have augments. I'll just bring that up very transparently. They have that, but it's off-chain and centralized on their servers, and we've come up with actually a fully on-chain version of that. So that's like our phase one roadmap, just executing on all that and delivering, that staking, training, questing, and then a little bit, I'll say 2 or 3 weeks post mint, we're going to announce, and I'll drop some alpha. We're going to come up with this a very common system in gaming world, like a battle pass. We're calling it the Brawler Bearz Battle Pass. And what that's going to allow you to do, so there's a whole reason why you train and quest and do all this stuff and get armor and weapons. It's to participate in the underground. And the underground, at first, in phase one, will be a passive bear versus bear battle system, where there will be a winner announced. But the battle pass will one, get you access. It will cost a certain amount of ETH, not too much ETH, but that will go to the rewards pool. And then it also will get you free content that only battle pass holders can get. So our whole ecosystem is, innovative from the NFT side, since we're the first to equip ERC 1155 items. But what it also allows us to do is create kind of this decentralized content creation model, or like DLC, where maybe at first our core team and artists are designing all the items that can be on the bears, but in the future we actually foresee a way that anyone can contribute and even make royalties off of items they create for our ecosystem. So let's say there's a cool background that someone made, they would maybe get approval from our team. We say, yeah, hell yeah, let's add it to the collection, and we could add it, and then give them 30% of royalties, or even more. I don't even know. We're not there yet. But that's what the on-chain metadata aspects allow you to do. So that's phase one.
That sounds awesome. Wow. I'm even more excited now. Thank you for the alpha.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And then, I guess I'll drop some. This isn't fully fleshed out because it's phase two. But phase one also includes the click and play adventure web app experience, the immersive web app experience, where we have Neo City. You click on a building, you go into it, you see your dashboard of bears. You can mutate them there and do all that fun stuff. There's music, and we'll make it fun. We'll add mini games into that and stuff for credit, like a slot machine. We have that. Also some alpha there. And then like phase two is more like, okay, let's formalize what the game is, transition it to maybe a mobile first game. And then, assuming we get funding, right? And then we're also going to release this idea for the second collection, which is crawlers. And crawlers is, you can almost look at it as Pokemon-esque. There's a training model there. But when you quest in the wastelands, so in phase one, you can only get items. In phase two, what you might actually be able to get, and this is actually coded on the contract already, you'll be able to get fossils or pieces of a crawler. And a crawler is like a mutated, toxic, call it an insect, that are in the wastelands, just kind of breeding and whatever. And the phase two model is that we build that out where we have not an infinite collection of crawlers, but we basically build out that ecosystem where we could have 100,000 crawlers that can be owned, and you can buy and trade those and evolve them and train them. So that's like another long-term vision we have is you can either be the Brawler Bear kind of person owner and participate in the underground and battle pass, or you could be a trainer and train your crawlers and do stuff with them, and then make those your battle items or whatever. So yeah, that's the phase 2. There's a lot there in phase 2 as well. But yeah, that's where we see the platform evolving.
That's awesome. You mentioned mobile, yeah? Like
yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So I mean, so you're gonna look to be on the App Store?
Yeah, so we'll obviously look at like what the restrictions are from a iOS standpoint for integrating our utility token and stuff like that. At first, maybe what we have is a build like a WebGL based Unity game that's like web friendly, and we can just maybe embed it as a web view or something like this, or maybe we go a full mobile build, and then we'll figure out how to add it to whatever mobile store. Maybe Androids first because it's lenient, and then we just see what iOS allows us to do.
So that's awesome.
I had a quick question, if I may ask. Sorry. How are you guys planning to integrate the Web3 aspect, or I'm asking way too ahead, into the mobile version? Because that's something I've seen be pretty clunky.
Yeah. So
that is key.
Yeah, I agreed. So back in a previous project called Unifriends, I built 2D and 3D games on Unity, where we integrated ChainSafe SDK. And I think that's actually improved over the last 6 months. So we'd probably, do a ChainSafe integration. But yeah, the mobile SDKs for Web3 development are pretty subpar as far as I have seen. Hopefully that changes in the next 6 months. Because ideally our phase 2 and that planning, like maybe we'll finish the game design and figure out what the assets would look like. But we probably won't start development until much. I would say I can't give a date. Maybe 4 months out. I don't know. Like I'll just give a random date. But yeah, it's not. A lot can change in 4 months, and maybe there's mobile SDKs that come out that help with that.
Yeah, no, for sure. The space is ever evolving. Sorry, Cody, you were saying?
No, so I guess some of the things that Scott went through, kind of the gaming aspect of it. I think some of the other parts that we have planned that we're working is kind of building this brand. So we definitely feel like Brawler Bearz is can be a brand, and so we're starting off with we do have the item shop, and within that shop you'll be able to use your credit to purchase certain things, and we'll include some in real life items in there as well, I believe. And so we're currently working with Juniper, which is our merch line, to initially we'll release we've got some preliminary designs of like a hoodie with our branded logo on that. So that will be coming out shortly after Mint. And then the other thing that me and Damien are actually really excited for is the board game aspect of it. So we always wanted to create our own board game. We butt heads back and forth about how it should work, but we'll figure that out. So basically there will be a lucky few at the beginning that will be able to have their NFTs incorporated into this board game. And so we sneaked a little bit of what those cards would look like. It's basically a board/card game, and they look pretty nice. And so that will be shortly after Mint as well. That is definitely going to take some time because there's all the game mechanics and manufacturing and all the different steps. But that's some definitely probably more like phase 2 that we'll be working on as well.
And when you say board game, is this actual physical board game?
Right. Yeah, it would be an actual physical board game.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so bridging a little bit of the gap between.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot the IRL stuff. Yeah, thanks for covering that, Cody. We actually, like my specialty is obviously tech, and we have our lanes. Like Cody, he didn't mention this, but he's a big Pokemon guy. I think. Did you say you're semi-pro? I don't remember. Maybe I made that up. But he plays a lot of Pokemon. He's into that side of the world, and his main duty with the team is to kind of push that side. So him and Damien work hard on that, and I'll be working on the gaming, the digital side of things. So that's kind of how our team's broken out too.
Right. And along with the merch, one of our long-time community members, I think he's and one of our mods as well, but he owns a jewelry store, and he's making, I don't know if you guys have seen that yet, but he's making like a Brawler Bearz silver like dog tag kind of chain. It's pretty nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, we dropped some and they're handcrafted too. So we dropped a video of him making it. So yeah, that's on our Twitter. Maybe I think it was a couple days ago, so it should be still pretty recent.
Oh, I see it. I see it right now. Wow, that looks super clean. All right.
Yeah, and we'll be able to add customizations to that. Hopefully, you know, maybe drop your token ID on the back. You know, maybe even add your custom name, because like all our NFT metadata, there you can customize the name, you can customize the lore. Well, you pay gas, but you don't have to pay like a credit fee. Some projects make you like have to stake to do that. We're just gonna let you do that for no tokens.
That's awesome. That's super exciting to see projects connect with the real world, because I feel like that's going to be a next step the space starts taking, is getting items into people's hands, so it can become a bit more tangible than just being pure digital assets.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a big Fidgetal guy. I guess is that the
Fidgetal? I love it. I love it.
Yeah, the Fidgetal. I actually, what's funny, well, this is like 4 months ago, but I met a random guy in a space who was making cowboy hats like from hand, and then making them into NFTs. But that was like my first Fidgetal buy. So he takes a photo of a hat, does a 3D, like I don't know how he does it, like he takes images around the hat, you know, like 1,000 images, and then puts it in there. But that was cool. But yeah, I'm all about Fidgetal. We'll definitely incorporate that in the Brawler Bearz, some aspects, and I think Codie will front that. But it's definitely interesting ideas.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure.
That's amazing. Well, guys, I think we're getting close to the end here. If there's anything else you guys want to share with us, feel free. Otherwise, we'll start to wrap this up. And yeah, again, thanks for your time. And yeah.
Yeah, I think we dropped the most important part, which is the mint details, right, Codie?
That's true. That's true.
You wanna, yeah, you can go into that.
Yeah, so I can go into it. So our supply is 6,000. But with that said, recently we did a airdrop of our access passes. So anyone that owns an access pass gets a free claim for the bear. And so there's 2,666 of those. So the remaining supply, which I believe is
334.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I couldn't do the math quick enough. Will be the paid mint, and that's at 0.045 ETH. One thing that we did mention that is when those that mint during the whitelist phase will also not just get their bear, but they'll also get an item that would be able to equip to their bear. So you'll be getting 2 NFTs essentially for the mint price. And so that's all on September 16th. I believe 10 a.m. Central, or Scott, you'll have to correct me what time we have set up for the mint time.
I think we've been saying Eastern since I live on the East Coast.
That's right. That's right. 10 a.m. Eastern. So I believe I covered it all. I think what we'll do is we'll have a whitelist mint starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, and that'll go for 7 hours. And then we'll transition into, if there's any supply left, we'll switch to public. And then, of course, the free claim is open for those for access pass holders.
And does the pass burn upon redemption?
So technically, it's being transferred to the dead wallet. You can consider it a burn. We could actually burn it as well, but we're just doing a transfer to dead wallet. There's actually a reason I'm doing that. There may be some future utility, i.e. almost a snapshot for people that claimed, and that's how I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look at the dead wallet and see who owns an access pass, and then use that as a snapshot. But yeah, so we didn't even announce that, so some more alpha for you since you're a pass holder.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. I mean, no, so I have to ask this. Now, I hold pass number 1. Is there any correlation, or I could?
Do you really?
How did you get pass number 1?
Dude,
that's elite.
Yep.
That's elite.
Yeah. Yep. We've been working around with Beef over at Silk NFT, their bot. So that was actually your project was the first one that actually used the bot for when I won whitelist. Excuse me. And it was just really interesting because I mean I was like all nervous. I'm like, all right, I haven't used one of these before. And then I really cranked the Gwei. Like I paid pretty penny for that. But it was awesome. Like it was a great first experience. And yeah, I'm really happy to see that I hold pass number 1.
That's awesome.
That's why, yeah. I mean, the only way I'd get token ID 1 is if I minted it to myself when I built the contract. But yeah, that's pretty rare. Maybe just because you are the owner, maybe I'll think of something that's interesting. That's pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
That's great, guys. Well, I mean, that's about it on our end. Yeah, again, double again. Thank you guys for coming out and everything, sharing all this info, dropping some super spicy alpha onto us today. Extra appreciated there.
Yeah, you get the extra super duper alpha. The team is probably gonna give me a slapping after this, but that's okay.
That's all right. We'll defend you. So yeah, mint date September 16th, Brawler Bearz, and we'll be there.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, let's go.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you.